Okay, so I just have a quick moment before I leave, and it's it's quite promising outside. It shows some signs of gloom, so that might be a good time to go to the cemetery, which I was trying to do yesterday, but I was late, and by the time I was gonna arrive there, they would be closing, and that's a terrible, terrible thing, which led to all sorts of oh no, it's sunny again. My God. Um, to all sorts of like a domino feeling effect, and I don't know. It seemed very weird because that's what happened. I was kind of busy during the day trying to catch up with a million things, and I was late to the cemetery, and that put me in a bad mood because I was like, oh fuck, the day is gone now, and I've done nothing and things like that, and so I decided to leave the house later, and then I realized I'm late for another place where I wanted to go. They're closing as well. Oh well, at least I'll go for a walk, and I'll chase the sunset. And there was no sunset hey, because it was cloudy, but it was cloudy, so I did take some gloomy pictures, and I did go to a church where I haven't been since a long, long time, and I think I've only been there briefly, so I don't remember taking any better pictures back then of the church. So I had the opportunity to do that. So the evening wasn't lost, but for some reason, this whole series of tiny inconveniences, and that's when I was trying also to record a video and nothing was fucking working. It just put me in this really sad mood, really lonely and low, and the feeling that I find very familiar. Oh, I start not liking this light now. Feeling that I find that I'm very familiar with, which is like a very low energy, and a feeling like your blood is just like drained from your body, like you have uh, almost no sensations in your body. And I used to struggle a lot with this kind of feelings. But the thing was that I didn't really feel. I coming to Paris and recently in general, I'm very energetic and enthusiastic about everything, regardless of like, yeah, being to Poland is a bit difficult and emotional, things don't go my way exactly, blah blah blah. But none of these things are real reasons for me to feel sad or depressed, or that influences my entire day, and kind of just puts me in some dark mood for longer than longer than a moment. Really, there's so much I'm really happy about and enthusiastic, and I just see, I have so much to do that I don't really bother myself too much with things that are not real problems. um, I might think about things and like wonder and like, oh, that's interesting. That's how this feeling actually felt for me. Like, that was interesting. Why the hell did I feel so sad and so low? Regardless of, it's like there more than one person in me, and one is feeling this way and another one is observing it and thinking like, you have no reason to feel that way. And of course, like, whenever I would be depressed in my life, it was never because my life is shit. It's my life could be shit in other times, and I wasn't feeling that way. It's depression is never just like a rational cause of problems. Sorry, a result of problems, where consequence, I think that's the word I want to use, where you just like, you have a good reason to be depressed or no reason to. It doesn't matter. It's not directly related to that, and there's often no apparent reason to feel a certain way. But it was more than that. It was like I wasn't really buying into it. I was like, hang on a second. It felt very, very physical and very chemical to me. It was almost like I was feeling this way despite the way I really feel. It was strange. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I was trying to pick myself up and nothing was working. I couldn't feel anything. It was like I was numbed in a certain way. And the weather was very heavy, so I kind of blamed it like, okay, maybe it's the pressure, maybe it's the weather, maybe it's the water, maybe it's the moon and stars and fuck knows what. But I knew this feeling from before, and I knew that I used to have this feeling for long periods, and I was then kind of going with it as well, because maybe I had more reasons to buy into it, kind of to you know, actively like participate in this mood. And yesterday I was like, no, I don't want it. Like, why? But I was still feeling this way, still feeling like shit, and really sad and lonely. And I could feel. I think I was trying to record the video yesterday, and I had this kind of double train of thought, and on the back of my head there were kind of thoughts that I didn't want, thoughts that were negative about, you know, there were different things, because there were also like just other things that I was thinking about at the same time, but there were also, I think maybe there was another layer on that, where there were thoughts, like just negative thoughts of you know, negative self-talk. And it's just very interesting to observe that. And I just decided to do, you know, I did whatever I could, but I didn't give much importance to this mood. I just decided to let it happen, and then, you know, go to sleep. And it definitely, you know, I woke up today and I didn't feel the same. I feel much better, but fuck that. Yesterday was just so low. Yeah, and being in the city. Like, one thing is that being in the city doesn't really help. I think it can be overwhelming, and especially it's overwhelming when you're already feeling low. Like, there's a lot about the cities that I love, and a lot about cities that I hate and I like despise, and I notice. I can't help but notice, because the cities are, you know, the intensification of all that is wrong with our civilization, and you know, it's all very intense. It can get it can become too much, and so that kind of, you know, influences each other. And yeah, I still don't know what the hell it was. Maybe I just ate something depression inducing. I don't know. I also noticed that my fingers were completely swollen yesterday for some reason. I couldn't put my rings on, and so I'm like, this is mysterious. It's a mysterious case. Have I been poisoned? Poisoned with sadness. But today I'm fine. But also there is, you know, I think I felt a bit sad, overwhelmed by the amount of stuff that needs my attention and that I really actively want to make happen, and I'm really happy about it. And I have so many ideas, and actually one thing I can't complain about, there's nothing I can complain about, but I mean that one thing that is happening constantly is just like this flow of ideas, and one thing that's not missing is ideas. The next thing is the execution of these ideas, which is time consuming and energy consuming and focus and consuming, and needs my attention and concentration and some skills that I have to work on, that aren't just a given, that aren't just my natural, they don't come automatically to me. Like video making is it's quite a big mystery for me, and yet I still want to, for the, that's why that's what you've got for now. Because there are other things, and people saying, why don't you make these little videos? I was like, I am trying. I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to do, and all the things that I want to do with Dark Curiosity, and it's just a lot, and I think especially when I feel good and enthusiastic about things, I think I used this word already 10 times in this video. Today is sponsored by a word, enthusiastic. Then I tend to kind of accept more projects, and I tend to just put too much on myself, and just overestimating capacity of getting things done. What is this mysterious sound? This house makes sounds. So that kind of leads me to the thing I wanted to mention. That it's a big mystery for me, and I have a massive appreciation for all sorts of vloggers and bloggers who travel and make videos on the way and write on the way, and just make things happen at the same time when they travel and they explore. Of course, it's a bit my fault because I am just I can get so frantic and so hyper in my exploration mode, where I want to see everything and I want to go everywhere, and I'll be just walking all day taking pictures of everything. But at the same time, I try to make these things to do these things with awareness. I try to really take my time, really feel the place, really stand in front of things, really look at them. I don't want to just take a picture, walk away without even looking. So that's why these things, take time. The problem is that because of the intensity in which I was recently traveling, of course, wherever I was rather exploring than sitting on my butt all day editing stuff. If I came somewhere, it's not to sit in front of computer, it's to see out there what is out there and experience it and feel it and, breathe. And also I want to explore these places for myself, otherwise there's no point. It's not just about writing the blog and making a post and having content. If I'm not there in the first place, if I'm not really there, present, there is no point. It's not just about fucking, online presence. It's about real here and now presence, which is very difficult. And it always means to do less, be quiet, go slower. It's just everything slows down into nothing, and when you're nothing, then you can be everything. So it's just the way it is. So that means that I'm very behind. I take with me all these experiences and all these pictures, and that I took time with, and then if I don't have enough time between travels, I can't manage to edit that all, to put it in some kind of in the context, to put it together into writing, a piece of photography, let alone video that by nature is already more time consuming. And it just takes me forever to make anything online like this. So, video, it just takes a lot of time. And I feel like I know how to put it together aesthetically, like visually, I have an eye for that, but I just don't have either patience, time, and skill for actually like doing the software stuff. I know it's not that difficult, but it's just a little bit, time that I often end up spending writing, for example, or so. So yeah, people often try to be helpful and give me suggestions of what they'd like to see, and I often ask about, what would you like to see? And then people are like, well, how about you do this? And I'm like, "Oh, I'm already doing this. You have no idea how I'm trying to do this. I've been trying so hard." And the thing is that it's all like in the making, but not cooked yet, not baked yet, not ready to show the world. And in my head, there are already other projects that need even more time, even more attention, even more learning process. But I just feel it's the right thing, and that's why I start thinking like I think I need a Santa's helper. I need some help. I need someone else who can do things with me, who I can work with, and be a team, who has a similar, similar vision of things, and can take what I bring to the table and bring something different that I don't have. So if you are this person and you're listening, please join me on my adventures and let's be a team. Right? That's how it works. So anyway, I'm gonna go now because I've been talking forever and I don't want to be late to the cemetery again. And I'll be back whenever I find some time and space to film again. So this is my thing now. I'll be just talking to camera. And yes, nice talking to you guys today. I hope you enjoyed that. So I'm gonna sign out and I'll be back. Take care.